Hello, everybody. Today we are celebrating 70 years of Saint Germain's coronation. He was coronated as the king of this new age, and he will be our king for 2000 years. So, God save the king! So, we are going to talk about Saint Germain's as the Hungarian. So let's get started. By the way, my name is Noemi and I'm broadcasting from Sydney. Well, actually, Valley Heights in the Blue Mountains near Sydney in Australia. So, Saint Germain was born, like everyone else, in the castle of Saraspatak in the Carpathian Mountains of Hungary as the Prince Rákóczi. So when I say like you and me or everyone else, well, but he was a prince, the Prince of Hungary. And through this activity, we are going to unify these two beings, like Saint Germain on one hand, Prince Rákóczi on the other hand, how they are the same person, different names, the same person. So let's get started. This is the map of where the Carpathian Mountains are, and as you see, they are surrounded, or they go through different countries. So at the beginning of the year, we went with Rubén Cedeño, Fernando Candioto, and many other facilitators of metaphysics, and we went through this East Europe. So we went to Austria, we went to Hungary, Slovakia, and Romania. And we see that the Carpathians mountains are basically, yes, surrounded Hungary, where Saint Germain was born. And this is the group, and we are, that was recently, like a few months ago, and we are in that castle where Saint Germain was born as the Prince Rákóczi. But there's a long story behind these walls. Let's get into it. So this castle is also traditionally identified as Saint Elizabeth's birthplace. So you see this image here just to give you an idea. So this is where the part of Saint Elizabeth was born and she lived. Is a little bit older than the rest of the building, and the other part was where Saint Germain was born, and that belonged to Rákóczi family, basically. Well, and this is so we see from the outside, just to have an idea how big it is, and this is a picture from the inside, and you can see on the right hand side the eldest part of the building, and on the left hand side is where, well, the part of nowadays is a museum, and there are a lot of things there related to the Rákóczi. Belongings, furniture, photos, a lot of history, and we are going to see some of these things today. Well, basically these are the parents, Saint Germain's parents, or I should say Prince Rákóczi's parents, Ferenc Rákóczi II and Carlotta Amalia. And Ferenc Rákóczi II was a prince, and he had a lot of enemies at that time. Hungary was under a lot of wars, and there was conflict in the country. So what happened is the union of these two countries. And look at the similarity between the two flags. Hungary, the same colors as Italy, and how Prince Rákóczi became Saint Germain. The story is that when Prince Rákóczi was born, his father said to everyone that he was born dead. He was dead. Nobody knows what happened in fact, but the story says that, well, he said to everyone to leave the place where he was born, and he, with powers that he had, Ferenc had powers that could give life to that tiny body, and this is how Prince Rákóczi was born. But that is not the end, because when he was born and then he was alive, of course, then he sent, so Ferenc sent Prince Rákóczi to Italy. And he grew up there under the care of Gian Gastone de' Medici, one of the most, at that time, influenced people or person of that time, and that at that time in that place. So in Italy, Prince Rákóczi grew up, and well, to keep his identity covered so nobody knew who he was, so he decided to buy a title in Italy. So he bought Saint Germain, let's say Prince Rákóczi, the Hungarian, he was born in Hungary, so the Hungarian bought a title in Italy. And that is how he became the Count of Saint Germain. He bought that title. Now, what happened with the years? He never died. He was for many years alive, and he was working in the high society, in the court, especially the European court, especially in France. And he was a very close acquaintance or friend of the king. And this is how Henry the king, Henry was the Prince of France. I'm not sure now, but the king, with all the names in English, Spanish, French, I need to research. But the thing is that obviously in France you speak French, and people speak French, so Saint Germain is a pronunciation in French. So the French pronunciation is Saint Germain. Saint Germain. I hope that was clear. So this is an image of Pitti. The Pitti Palace is in Florence, in Italy, and this is where Saint Germain grew up with Gian Gastone de' Medici. Nowadays, this palace, there are a lot of things inside to see, and it's a representation of evolution of culture, education, history, and well, he was a prince. He lived as a prince at that time. So now that was the explanation how the Prince Rákóczi became Saint Germain. Now, in the castle of Sárospatak, we are talking in Hungary, there is the shield of the Order of the Dragon, or Societas Draconistarum. So we can see this is the shield, and there is a lot of symbolic things in this. So for example, we can see the colors blue, yellow, and red as the threefold flame, blue, golden, and pink. We can see, what else? What else do you see? You see a dragon, a crown, a sun, a moon. There are 7 castles here. Okay, let's figure it out. This is the dragon. But it's not just a dragon. What do you see? He is eating its own tail. This is a symbol. See, this is symbolic. This is the crown. This is the sun, the moon. Here are the 7 kingdoms. We will see what this is the representation of. We see angels, 3 angels as well. What else do we see? This bird is an eagle. Well, this is fruit and flowers all surrounding this. Let's have a look. So the shield shows a dragon eating his tail, representing the absolute, the union between the inner one and the external one. A crown, so representing the kingdom of the one. The sun as the father, or Helios, and the moon as the divine cosmic mother. 7 castles representing the 7 rays, 7 universal principles, the 7 sheets, the 7 planes. Number 7 is the representation of perfection. An eagle is the representation of the spiritual power. And the 3 angels as the threefold flame, like I said with the colors, holding flowers and fruit, which represent the positive effects of practicing metaphysics. And all this explanation of what all the symbols, well, is by Ruben Cedeño. And he explained that, and he explained to us before we go to see that museum. So in the castle of Sárospatak, there is also a original violet clock and a gladiator's chain armor with a jewelry of vibrations. Well, let's have a look because we have pictures. This is the previous one was a photo of mine, but this is not, because my photo was bad. It wasn't very good quality, so a friend of mine shared with me her photo. So Silvana, thank you very much for your photo. Silvana Coloricchio sent me this photo. So she was on the trip as well. Well, this is the original. This is the clock, and it's violet, that belongs to the Rákóczi family. And this is similar that nowadays there is in metaphysics clocks, violet clocks. And today, as the 1st of May, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, there is a Congress, and people will receive, some people will receive, metaphysics students will receive this violet clock of Saint Germain. And this is the chain, the gladiator's chain armor. And Saint Germain is very particular. He likes to wear this, well, to protect himself. And you don't see clearly the jewelry, but let me show you. This is the jewelry, and I had a better image, and this is how you can see. Now, this similar to this jewelry, Connie Mendes had one. Connie Mendes was the person who, living in Caracas, Venezuela, and Miami, so between the two countries, the US and Venezuela, she met Saint Germain. She learned his teachings, and she had one similar, a jewelry like this one. Now she taught, or let's say the other way around, Rubén Cedeño learned from Connie Mendes metaphysics, Saint Germain's teaching, and he also has a similar jewelry like that. So, very interesting. So Master Saint Germain was born and ascended on the 1st of May in Hungary. Therefore, he is known as the Hungarian. He was also coronated as the king of the Golden Age on the 1st of May. But in a specific year, 1954. For that reason, we are celebrating the 70 years of Saint Germain's coronation. So this is 1st of May. He was born. He also ascended. Remember when I said that he never died? He was many years working. People died, and he was always young and full of energy. So people couldn't really understand how he could live so many years. So he was moving around different cities. At that time, there were no this kind of thing, so people didn't really know about him. So he was able to do his job, and yeah, for many years in the European court. So he worked with different people. Try to remember the name of the king of France. I think it was okay. Okay, forget. I will say that. Okay. As avatar of the New Age, Saint Germain is not going to be worshipped, but his teaching. So basically, he's not important, but his teaching is really important. He doesn't want to be worshipped, like he doesn't want to have the people make statues of him or have pictures of him. Although, of course, we want to have a picture because it's the way that, I mean, I have nieces. I have, and I have a picture of them. And obviously, I know that the picture, they are not the picture, they are people, but the picture actually reminds me of them, and it's very nice to have a picture and say, oh, look at them. Well, with Saint Germain's picture is exactly the same. So you have a picture, you can see the picture, but actually you know that he is not the picture. He is a being, he is alive, he is moving. Okay, so he's an avatar, but avatar. Well, avatar means descent, or an awakened Christ embodiment who physically lives on earth to communicate and manifest the inner teaching, the supreme being's aspects and principles, or God, and save from ignorance caused by evil. Well, that is the arrow coming down. This is avatar. Avatar means descent. That's it. Is when a being decides to come on earth to communicate. Now, my question is, do you know any person? Do you remember any avatar? Let's see. There are two here, only two, there are more. Jesus, Master Jesus, and let's see why he was an avatar. He was an avatar because he communicated teaching, inner teaching. When we say inner teaching, we want to say spiritual teaching, but spiritual people might understand tarot, challenging, reading the coffee, stones, many things that it is not spiritual. So we use the word inner teaching because it's about within you. So Master Saint Germain not only taught about the inner teaching, but also he showed, he healed people, he gave back people's sight, he made people walk, he feed people, he resurrected people. He did a lot. What he taught, he did. So he manifested as the same as he communicated. And also Krishna. Krishna, he communicated the inner teaching. At that time, he also, killed demons. He fought against the evil. He also moved or lifted with his pinky a mountain. So, another avatar. So the avatar of this new age is Saint Germain. And Saint Germain is the avatar for this new anthropocentric age for the next 2000 years, and is in charge of revealing the interiority. Remember, interiority, we mean spirituality that the current humanity needs. But hang on, what does anthropocentric mean? Well, centric means centered. Anthro means human being. So is this age, the human being is the center. This age is human beings centered. So it's not about Saint Germain. It's not about waiting for someone who will come. eventually to save us. No, don't wait anymore because nobody will come. It's you and only you that is important. Not even Saint Germain. Think of that. It's about you. And of course, he's teaching, so we need to learn his teaching. The new inner teaching revealed by Saint Germain and the spiritual hierarchy and applied in metaphysics is unprecedented. So if you're trying to make this sound similar to something else, I'm sorry, this is not the place. Because this teaching is unprecedented. There's nothing like that. Nobody taught anything like that. And the objectives of Saint Germain's teaching are 5. Set free from physical, emotional, and mental negativities. Use the power of the thoughts, the feeling, and the decree constructively. Practice the I Am positively. Activate the violet fire's properties. And apply the ceremonial order, the protocol, the ethic, and urbanity in all aspects of life. So, when we say that Saint Germain is not important, well, he is important because he is the avatar, but what means is that what matters is if we practice his teachings. And the goal is to get this. Let's see. Set free from physical, emotional, and mental negativities. What is between happiness and you? Your negativity. Your physical, emotional, and mental negativity. What is between love and you? Your physical, emotional, and mental negativity. What is between success and you? Your physical, emotional, and mental negativity. So if we set ourselves free from that, because nobody else can do it, there is not magic wonder that comes and touch you. No, forget about it. It's you by yourself that you can set you free. By saying, you have no power over me. When do you say that? For example, there is an appearance. When we say appearance, we are saying about a condition, an illness. Well, that condition, apart from doing your treatment, taking your medication, you say, you have no power over me. And I take all the power away. People want to buy a house. Maybe you want to buy a house. Well, don't give power to the inflation, the news that you heard, the situation of someone else. You just say, I take all the power away. Mentally, you are saying that. Emotionally and physically, you have to move your finger. You have to activate all that. Okay. Now, number 2. Use the power of the thought, the feeling, and the decree constructively. So once you reject or you take the power away of the negativity, you need to use your power positively. Use the power that you have mentally, emotionally, and by action. So when you say something, if you're not going to say something positive, just be silent. The best way. Don't talk about things that you don't want in your life. As simple as. And practice the I am positively. Basically, use the I am, the words I am, always to say something good. Don't say I am poor. I am prosperity. Don't say I'm afraid. Say I'm protected. Don't say I'm ugly or I'm not. When you say I'm not beautiful, for example, well, you are using that power, but not positively. So you change the meaning. You say I am beautiful. I am healthy. And I forgive. So use your I am. There are words, magic words, because when you use them consciously, you change your environment. Because what you think and you feel, you say and you do transforms your life or determines your life. And activate the violet fire properties. Remember when I said that this is unprecedented? Have you ever heard about the violet fire? Well, this is new. This is the new age, the anthropocentric age, and Saint Germain's teaching. How to use the violet fire? As simple as you say, visualize, I am the violet fire transmuting all the mistakes made by me and all humanity. That, with time, creates an armor, a tube, a cylinder, and protects you from accidents, from illness, from poverty, from failure, and so many things. We can do it again. I am the violet fire transmuting all the mistakes made by me and all humanity. And the objective number 5 is apply the ceremonial order, the practical, the ethic, and urbanity. Well, when we talk about this, we are saying basically, how do you wear? What do you wear? Well, I have a white dress, blue shoes. So use first what you wear. It has to be clean, without any holes, not even in your socks. Because from that hole, poverty enters. But of course, if you want to be poor, just wear clothes with holes and with these old. And you can see here some examples. A tie, a violet tie, a blue dress or yellow dress, a white shirt, on green suit. Look, when I see people in black, I tell them, black is not a color. Studies say that black can cause depression or is related to depression. Unconsciously, your mood can go down just to for wearing black. Think about it. Don't believe me. Just try. And see, for 1 week without wearing any black, how do you feel? Feel it. Now, another thing about protocol, ethics, your urbanity is say hi, greetings. When you enter in a place, and you see here different ways of saying hi. You can say hi with your hand, with a hug, shaking hands, or even like, punching like ding. You can use like namaste, namaskar. Remember when was the elbow with elbow? Nowadays nobody does that anymore, but I remember once upon a time people used the elbow to touch instead of the hands, or like this, high five. Kisses, different ways of greetings, but always greeting. Say hi when you enter in a place is ethic, is ceremonial order. And what do you see here? Well, if you are talking with someone, look them into their eyes. It is the way that we communicate. And this is the best way to, yes, the first thing you see is just eye contact. Is the way that we interact, we see each other. Is the respect that you are listening to that person, what they are saying. Some people, you see that, for example, in a restaurant, they are eating and they are just, watching their phones without any interaction. Or even if someone talk to you and you are, doing something, just stop what you're doing and pay attention. That is also ceremonial order. See how practical this teaching is, and is for basically basic daily activities like we do every single day. You don't wear anymore anything because it's in your closet. No, choose. Today is Wednesday, I'm going to wear something white. Well, if you know the race, of course, because there is one rave per each day, and so on. Do you want to know the race on the weekdays? So, for example, let's start from in order. So, number one, the ray number one is blue, and is the day of the week, the first day of the week, Sunday. Some people say Monday, but no, it's Sunday. Sunday is the first day. The second day of the week, the second ray is golden. Well, gold, you wear yellow. The third day is the third ray is pink, and we wear pink on Tuesday. The fourth ray is white, so we wear white on Wednesday. The fifth ray is green, so we wear green on Thursday. The sixth ray is gold ruby, and we wear Friday. On Friday we wear orange, red also, and the seventh ray is violet. So we wear violet on Saturday. Now, Saint Germain's teaching is not about authority. So do you want to wear them? Okay. Not because someone told you. First of all, well, if you can read it on the book, you are learning. So if someone tells you that there are 7 rays and 1 ray per day, and you decide to wear them, why? because every time you wear that color in that particular day, you are connecting yourself with the virtues. Remember when we say that we activate the properties of the violet, right? So every Saturday, when you wear violet, you are connecting with transmutation, with freedom. When I'm saying transmutation, I'm saying that you can change negative things into positive. You can forgive. You can set you free. Remember, we set ourselves free from negativity. And all that is with the violet fire. And each ray has different properties. So for example, today, Wednesday, if you wear white, you are connected with, or you're connected to, ascension, beauty, purity, what else? Art, musicality, harmony. See how many things you can have in your life just by wearing white, consciously knowing about these virtues. Oh, and that's it. Well, thank you very much. And like I said, today is a day of celebration, and we are celebrating all around the world that the 1st of May on 1954, Saint Germain was coronated as the king of this new age for the next 2,000 years. And his teachings, the same as Saint Germain, Master Jesus' teachings were spread all over the world. Well, Saint Germain's teachings also are spreading all over the world. But we are just at the beginning. We are just in the first 70 years of this amazing age. This is a golden age. And this is our king. So God save the king, Saint Germain. If you want, you can listen to the music, God Save the King. I didn't want to share it now, one, because of the sound. I tried, but the sound wasn't really good. And the other thing is about copyrights. But you can find it in YouTube or in Spotify, or it's very easy to find. Okay, well, happy day, happy Saint Germain's Day, and see you next time. Bye for now.